welcome to the Abela podcast. How you doing, Camille?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing well. So this is podcast 101 for Camille. Um, just to let people know, Camille pushed me to know how she can do her own podcast. So this is a tutorial that will show Camille how to do it, and also she has some really good things that she like to talk about. So you guys gonna also take the time to listen and learn how to do your own podcast, and also learn from Camille as well, as she got some great things she would like to share with the world. So Camille, you want to tell us a little bit about you?
My name is Camille English. I am a mom of five. I currently work as a nurse. I have a big thing for mental health, and I'm working on becoming a mental health advocate outside of working, and trying to get my nurse practitioner license in psych. So not for gain for me, but so I could go into on developing on the community that that's more prevalent for not acknowledging mental illness, and advocate for those people and provide free services for them.
Uh-huh. That's pretty good. Just to let people know, me and Camille, we know each other now for how long? That's been in Indiana. That's a couple years.
Yeah, a long time.
When we were at Ivy Tech, I think that we met each other. So, been a good friend. Been seeing you growing up. Working hard, taking care of your kids. So that's really good, and I'm really excited that you want to talk about this subject.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Podcast. This is a lot of men to hear. It's hard for men to cry.
Yes.
And
And part of my thing is I want to let men know that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to express your emotions. It's okay to cry. It's okay to seek help, because at the end of the day, we are all human. We have the same emotions, everything. And the stigma in men is that if men show their vulnerability, then they're weak. But I see a twist to that. If men show their vulnerability, they could get help, they could get healed, and that could in return produce good men on this world. As a woman, when I have to battle things up inside of me and I can't talk about it, it hurts so bad, and it end up causing anger, resentment, all kind of stuff. So if I want to build a community where our men know it's okay to express how you're feeling. It's okay to fall and said, you know what, I've tried and I have fallen. We as women, we should reach our hands down and pick the men up and let them know you're not alone. It's okay to fall. What can we do to fix this? What is the next option that we could go so these men don't have to suffer alone? I want to bring awareness to that, so we could heal our men in this society, so we could help them with their mental illness in this society, and they could feel just like as equal as us too. They could be masculine and be hurting at the same time. They could be masculine and need help.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And just so everybody knows, this recording is live. It's not, I didn't write anything. Usually I write my podcast so I can stay, in the top of, idea of what I want to talk about. But this is a live one, no script, attached to it. So I will be uploading this to my website, kettlerabela.com. You'll be able to listen to it live. And so it will be as well on YouTube. So one other thing that you said, it's okay for men to ask for help. I think it's really needed. Men need to ask for help. And when asking for help, you don't need to just go on Facebook, and make a post about like, hey, I need help, because a lot of people on Facebook, people you don't know what kind of advice they're gonna give you. So, what advice will you give to some of the men? Can they pick like a woman or a man or a partner that they can share, uh, those ideas with?
Yes, I feel like they should have a person, but that's one of the awareness that I'm trying to bring to the woman, to get them out of the mindset to thinking that, when a man feel peace and feel comfort that he could come and talk to you, that make him a better friend, a better boyfriend, a better husband, a better dad. So even though I'm trying to bring the awareness to men to speak up, I'm trying to bring the awareness to women to accept, to be there, to be that backbone, to be that shoulder. Because you could, for example, a man grew up without a dad, no support system, then he's put out in this world. He should be a husband, he should be a dad, and nobody taught him. If you love this man and you're going to make this man into your child's dad, and this man could express to you, this is where I'm at, then as a woman, then we should help him. Go get information. Give him the information. Encourage him every day. Be like, you a good dad. I like how you approach that. You're a good husband to me, or boyfriend to me. I really like when you did that, and I really like what you said. Your value, I value you. You bring so much value to my life. You make me a better person because you're in it. Let him know that the things that he's doing is appreciated, it's wanted, it's accepted. So I want women also to take on this, to change their mindset. Just like you want that man to support you. A woman could go and have 3-4 babies with different men. And they're struggling. Everybody like, oh, she's a single mom. She's this, she's that. And everybody jumped to her feet. If a man was in that situation, they're like, oh, he's a man. He shouldn't be out here doing this. And, it's like, he's human and he's navigating this life just like we are. So I think that's the take on it. We need to change the thinking of the woman out there so they could be a support.
Yes, so I agree with that. Again, everybody in life, can go through things, and they need people to listen to, not to judge them, but to help them in that situation. It could be a word of advice that you give them, or you can refer them. Be like, okay, you know what, I can't help, but let me refer you to somebody who can help you. Same side help. Being vulnerable. Is pick somebody, as you said. That you chose, who's going to be there and listen and walk with you in that journey that you're going to. So again, everybody know this is kind of like a tutorial kind of podcast. This is Camille First podcast. Be on the lookout for a podcast how she's gonna help individuals, men, women, in life to go with their problems better, to So our podcast, usually I advise people to do a podcast about maybe 5 to 10 minutes, because it should be quick information that you want people to hear. Like, you driving to work, you don't have time to listen like to an hour of news or podcast. So I tell people, give your information like in about 5-10 minutes. Grab the attention. That way they can still stay engaged with you and come back again. So that's one way to do it, and that's a really good tools with the this app that we have that you're using for the podcast called Anchor. it gives you options. So, we're doing this recording with no music, but I can add the music at it later. All this is done in the app, and you can share it with different platforms. I have Apple Podcasts, I have YouTube, I have Google Podcasts. I share all my podcasts in those platforms. That way people can listen to it. If you don't have an iPhone, you can still listen on Android. You can listen to it on YouTube, or you can go straight on my website again, as I said, kevlarabella.com, and you can also have a website to Camille. That way, the text, maybe somebody, they want to see what you're writing. I mean, what you're saying. They want to read it too. They want to get the reference that you're printing out. So it's a good to have a website, and you have a control over your stuff. The text that you write. You can share it with more people. It's going to be available for you all the time. So it's simple. Podcast is just do your research on the subject you want to talk about, and find the audience that you want to speak with, which you already have that in mind, and prepare again, and boom. What else would you like to ask? Any question?
Just pretty much to look out for my podcast and follow me, Camille English. I'm new to the platform, so I'm going to be having a lot of encouraging and helpful information, and develop a resource community, and I'm willing to help and point people in the right direction. So it's going to be a lot of information. This year we're about healing, and breaking stigma. Yeah,
that's good. So people here, follow Camille. Check on my website too. So I will put her info there so that you guys can be on the lookout, and learn, be vulnerable, be open, ask questions, cry if you need to, it'll make you feel better,
yes.
To work in, your anger better, not just to hold them and then explode one day. So it's good to talk, What do you say about that, Camille?
I said great. Definitely.
Cool. So last thing, I want to say, for your podcast, we'll find a quiet place to do your recording. You can do it if you have a room, if you want to do it in your car, if you want, to go at the park, you can do your recording there. If you do it at home, some people use, some specific microphone to do that, and Apple user, you got your AirPods, you can do that. I use that sometimes to record, and I go sometimes on some website, I can take the noise out, if I want to, and then import it to the app so that I can add the music if I like to. So again, it's a great tool. I commend you for reaching out, and everybody knows that you are open to reach out to me. And if you want to join in one of my podcasts, I talk about almost everything. So feel free to join again, send an email, text, and reach out to Camille too. I'm sure she will have some insight to share with you guys as a first time, in the podcast industry.
Definitely.
You want to say, Camille?
No, just pretty much just be on the lookout for me, and there'll be I'm taking suggestions for anything anyone want to talk about or hear about or get resource about. So
awesome. Thank you again, Camille. We are going to be, working together. If you have any question, feel free to reach out, as I say to everybody. I hope you guys have a great Sunday. Stay safe. Don't fight.
Thank you.
So, and we'll talk again soon.
All right. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, Camille. Have a great day.
You too.